Hey there, Tectone here. I've been playing Summoner's War for like almost 2 years now. Pretty much every day. I took maybe like a 2 week break off one time. And, the game means a lot to me. And so, me being part of the community, I want to start, shooting my ideas out there because there's a lot of competition for Summoner's War lately. And I feel like Summoner's War has a lot of opportunities to grow with where they're going. And I feel like some of the ideas I have for the game could be pretty easily implemented and also very beneficial for the community and also, you know, not be like, oh, give every single player a nat 5 so that way it's more fun, but like actually just good things to add into the game in order to make the game just better. Now, given these are just my opinions, but they're things that I've been thinking about for a while now, and I get all these ideas about what they could do, where they could take this game, and I feel like it's important to try to like give back. And I mean, who knows if I can help somebody out with one thing, or even just get the community thinking like all on the same page, like on how to make the game better. I mean, I see no way to lose in that situation. I want to make this a series. I have tons of ideas written down, some tons of pieces of papers for like not just Summoners War, but for other games too. Like I play some other games like PUBG, but I mean that game's like yikes, needs a lot of help. But Summoners War, I mean there's just easy things they can implement. So without any further ado, I just kind of want to jump into it. And my main thing that I want to talk about right now, there's two things. But the first one is Kamoon, and not just Kamoon, but his ability Savior. So shields in this game are a little bit vague because you're told, "Hey, this monster has a shield. Cool. How much? Should I just throw my damage at it until hopefully it goes away? I mean, who knows?" And then you got these boys over here. You got shield runes. You see them on the monster. They have a shield. Cool. How much? It's a pretty simple solution. So let me just jump into an arena here because I run it, and let's kick Kellen's ass real quick. Fucking Summoners War doing the weird transition thing. Ignore the background if you can. I have a nice Summoners War banner back there. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So yeah, so right here. Well, you can't see it, but first video, I gotta realize you can't see what I'm pointing at. So I have these shield runes on my monsters. All they would have to do is calculate. And they already have the data in there. The data's in there. All they have to do is hook it up to an overlay. So when you have a shield, it would display on your health bar right here. You would have like a white overlay. If you look, I'm hovering over Ciara's health bar in case you can't see. You put a white overlay in accordance to how much they're being shielded. So let's say they have 20%. Then you have a little white overlay going over the health bar just to display it more clearly. Okay, a gripe that I've heard with that already, because I've brought this up in a Com2Us stream. I talked to Com2Us Evan, and he thought it was a sweet idea. And pretty much the people who I've brought this idea up to are pretty much on board for it. But they're like, well, that kind of gives away some of the monsters' builds and like how they're being, ruined. And I don't think that'd be good for competitive play. And I get that. Showing whether your Kamoon's runes, speed, HP, defense percent, or HP, getting that information instantly could give the other player an advantage, but it's not an advantage that hasn't been earned. Like, you should be able to know. And with the ambiguity of that, it's just the benefit heavily outweighs the negative. So you can't cheese your way with some random build on very few units. Like, Kamoon's not even used in RTA anyways, at least in high level play. At least, well, who am I to say? I've only played for like less than 2 years, but I haven't seen him in my experience or any of the streams that I watch. Jew Bagel, YDCB, Shredded Puzzle before he made his new YouTube, which will be sorely missed because holy shit, his videos were useful. But yeah. So that's the first thing I want to address, is having the white overlay for the shield. Just for some transparency and what you're dealing with. And I feel like being able to know what you're dealing with is pretty dang important. The next thing I want to talk about is, where's my boy? The king. TOA king himself. There he is. Alright. The next thing I want to talk about is continuous damage. And also on the topic, I can do this in the same video. I was thinking about saving it for another video, but I'll just toss it in here. Continuous damage. Okay, so each continuous damage represents 5% damage that will be dealt to the target. I believe it's true damage. I could be wrong. Pretty sure it's 5%, no matter what. And then the number in the bottom that represents how many turns it will do that percent of damage. And that's all well and good. However, if they could add a purple overlay to show you what percent of the health will be burned, so that way you don't have to guess whether he's at 39%, 40%, or 41%, because that's a big deal. You can't look at a bar. There's no people. Okay, maybe Fwa, because he's insane. But us common folks, we're not going to be able to look at a health bar and be like, oh yeah, that's exactly 40%. So this target will die for surezies. I feel like it's important to, once again, have some transparency in the game and to appropriately show the data that is on the field. And once again, this isn't asking them to add anything besides a purple overlay, because the data's already in there. The monsters already know how much damage needs to be burnt off via the continuous damages on the top. But yeah, just adding a nice little purple overlay there, so that way you actually know what's being burnt off. And so if there's no green, so like for example, like if you look right here, so if the continuous damage on this target, and he had like 2 stacks, it would burn for 10%. So add a little purple overlay of where this bar is, right where the green is, and if it connects all the way to the edge, then it'll die from the continuous damage. If you don't see any green, then it's dead. And then you don't have to worry about it. You like being able to see, the information that's on the game already is pretty important. Not having to guess whether you're going to win or not is pretty good. And I get Summoner's War is a huge RNG game. I understand that. But I wanna be able to know what's going on in my games. I don't think that's too weird. Last thing I want to bring up, because once again I feel like it's important. Let's bring a completely outrageous team. Well, yeah, let's fight some fucking lizard men. All right. Here's the thing that's been bothering me ever since I started playing. So we're gonna bring the king, your boy Beretta. We're gonna bring the water homie. We're gonna bring that Zyros. We're gonna bring the little boy. Where's the little boy? Little boy Maverick. There he is. And let's get some bath salts. Also, speaking of little boy Mav, my wife got me this beautiful Summoner's War pop. Which if y'all haven't seen these, they are nice. They got Orion, Camilla, Jean. I got all 4 of them, but Mav's my favorite because he's helped me a lot in progressing this game. I think he was like my 5th, 6th star. Anywho, got those all nice and boxed up. Just go pick those up. Not sponsored, but they're dope. All right, let's get into it. Last thing I want to touch on. Kind of ties in with the continuous damage. And this is like a typical stage for me. Maybe not all players can do this, but there is an issue with calibrating the debuffs in this game. So as you can tell, as I go, the more and more debuffs pop up. Alright? And now this is fine to a point until you get to 10. And once you get to 10, you are not allowed to add any more debuffs to your target. Which, in my opinion, is big yikes. Because then what happens is that, as you can see, if you saw that, I used my Rain of Fire, and the far right Dark Darien, whatever his name is, and nobody uses him, he can't receive any more debuffs. And this is a huge issue for TOA Hard, because I will load these boys up with continuous damage. And once they have 10 continuous damage, they can't be stunned anymore. Which sucks, because these dudes will hit like a truck, and I can't afford to take even one hit. So when I'm being punished for bringing in too much damage on TOA, and like how big of an issue can this really be for any aspect of the game? I don't see any reason to limit it. Because if somebody can have a busted team, well, let them. It's TOA. It's Hall of Heroes. Don't cap it. There's no reason. In the PvP aspects, bring the immunity buffer. Boom. It's not an issue. If somebody is going up a continuous damage comp and they're not bringing immunity, well, they're going to lose anyways. So this issue isn't something that can just not be correct. Like, it's important to do. But as you see, I'll go for Provoke on this little Dark Darren over here. And if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Go for the Provoke on this guy. It hits, but it doesn't matter. Because he has 10, you can't get any more. So if he wasn't stunned, if he had all 10, I was going to get hit in the face. And I'm not trying to get hit in the face. I'm not trying to lose TOA because I've done too well. I feel like an easy way to correct this is instead of having each separate debuff being displayed, have all of the continuous damage stacked up on top of each other. And all continuous damage will do the exact same amount of damage. So every continuous damage that's on the target that lasts for 2 turns will be compiled into one debuff. And where this 2 is, will show how many turns are left. And then in the top left corner can be displayed how many applications of the 2-turn debuff there are. So for example, it could be like 8 continuous damage that lasts for 2 turns, 2 continuous damage that lasts for 3 turns, and 1 continuous damage that lasts for 1 turn. And not to mention, it'll just make it look better. Because I mean, as you also can tell, there's so much debuffs right here. I can't see what's going on anymore. It's being blocked by the health bar, it's being blocked by the other continuous damage. It's like Jeb Bush. It's just a mess. So if they can just compile that, or even just do like a stacking, that's a different topic. But you know, if they can just stack them, like have 1, 2, 3, 4, then take the next 4, stack them on top, take the next 4, stack them on top. And with 10 debuffs, if they want to keep the cap, if they really want to keep the cap, you just have them stack on top of each other. That way you can see all the information that's supposed to be displayed. Yeah, that's important for the players to be able to see. Anywho, those are just a couple ideas I had. I hope you guys will leave your opinions on what I'm like kind of putting down for the community. Please let me know how you feel about it. Like, and I mean that. Like, I actually really want to know how you guys feel. I even have a Discord. There's a permanent link right here. Join it. Come talk to me about it. Just send me a message. Like, let me know how you feel about these ideas, because this game really has, you know, occupied so much of my time, and it means so much to me. And I'm finally getting to the stage of the game where I can like actually get into RTA, and it's really, really exciting. Like, I just 6-starred a Raccoony and a Garo. But yeah, I just wanna talk about the game. I want to make the game better because it's a really great game. And with the recent ideas they've implementing, you know, they're trying. They really are trying. The balance patch, amazing. They're listening to the community. So we can all rally together and just get some sweet ideas down on paper and just toss them over to Comp to us, Evan, or whoever wants to hear it. You know, that's just what I want to do. Anywho, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day.